You're listening to the Wife Wednesday Radio Network. Find, follow, and like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more. You can hear us across the U.S. and around the world on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Now, here are your favorite radio wives.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday and I'm one of your wives, Sina.
And I'm Nicole.
We're back with a whole new season of the Wife Wednesday show, and you can now find us on every major podcast platform across the country.
That's right. So sit back, relax, and join us for this week's episode here on the Wife Wednesday Radio Network. All right, so fact of the week. This week, guys, I think I've said this fact before, but we're saying it again because it's worth it. In 1692, in Salem Village in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, an Indian slave from Barbados, were accused of witchcraft, beginning the Salem witchcraft trials. Assuming those convicted were not practicing the dark arts, 19 innocent women and men were killed as a result of the trials.
This is why you keep the separation of church and state.
Yeah. Imagine that happening today.
Yeah.
Millions.
I know. Millions. I mean, it happens all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, and it happens to the Christians too. I mean, all you have to do is look at China.
Yes.
They're like beheading people.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah. The world is falling apart.
Literally, if a comet could just come and take care of us.
Literally, yeah.
Just like
make the decision for us.
Give us like a time frame, and then everyone can just spend their time at home and like say goodbye to your loved ones. Like, give us a week.
It's where we don't have to work.
Yeah, everyone's gonna call off work. I wouldn't go
just
to work. I
know the whole fucking place.
Literally, it's fine. The
Enjoy
whole world's
the finer
gonna burn.
things of life.
My dog doesn't like that idea.
She's just like, just love me. All right. Fact of the week number 2. 1872, Congress made 1,221,773 acres of public land in the area of what were later the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho as America's first national park, also known as Yellowstone National Park.
Love that.
Yellowstone National Park spans an area of 3,468.4 square miles.
That's massive.
Yeah. And probably the most important fact of the week, on March 1st of 1980, Ron Weasley was born.
That is a very important fact.
It is. So that makes him 43.
Good to know for our story.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Okay, Daddy. And then in 1998, the Titanic became the first film to gross over $1 billion worldwide. Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
So there's your facts, babes. Hi, how are you? How's it been going this week? Paisley just smiles. She just
now looks away from the camera.
She literally just stop touching her, then she'll look at you. You act like you're hiding from the camera. You're too smart, Paisley Burns. Wow. Cold fucking shoulder.
Rude. The minute I go to get a picture with her.
Yeah.
Are you camera shy?
You want to talk about what happened last weekend?
Speaking of the dogs.
Yeah.
Last weekend, Andrew and I order Applebee's to go.
Yep.
And we're going to go pick it up. And I'm like, well, we should let the dogs out before we leave.
Ooh, let the dogs out.
Ooh. And I do. And immediately the dogs start growling and Paisley leaps over Percy.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I see this black fuzzy thing fly into the air. It's a skunk, folks.
Oh.
She threw it in the air, caught it, and starts shaking it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no!
And here in Ohio, they're in rutting season.
They're in rutting season. And so she drops it. It had already sprayed, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And then Percy runs over and grabs it and starts doing what terriers do, and that's shred.
Yes.
Well, the skunk bit Percy back or scratched him, and he started screaming.
I think it was a scratch.
I fly out the door. I'm barefoot. It's cold. It's wet. I am out the door. I'm screaming. Percy's screaming. Paisley's running in circles, growling. This is all around my lilac bush, right outside my back door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get that thing off Percy. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, I need a stick. And I run over to grab a stick, and I turn back, and all of a sudden, Andrew was running down too.
Because he could hear him from his room
Percy
on the other side
screaming
of the house, on the second level
with his headphones on.
Yeah.
So then I get a stick, and at that point, the skunk or Percy drop the skunk or whatever, and the dogs start running circles in the yard because at this point they've been sprayed in the mouth with skunk juice.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm screaming. The skunk goes running the other way, and I'm like, get in the house! Get in the house! And Andrew's like, don't let them in the house! And I'm like, they have to get away from the skunk! Percy was attacked! And it was just chaos. And then I don't know what else to do other than to try and get this off them.
Yes.
And Andrew first put Paisley in the basement because Percy was bleeding.
Yes.
So we're like, we have to take care of
Controls.
Percy.
Yes.
And she doesn't like it when we tell this story. And so, I'm looking at Percy, and I'm like, it's just a little scratch. I'm like, but they smell so bad. We're gagging. It's like tear gas. And then I start washing them.
Yeah.
I throw Percy in the shower. Paisley's in the bathroom with me. We're all closed in together. She's trying to rub on everything because it's in her mouth and on her face, and it's on his face. And then he's in the shower and he pukes, and
Poor
I'm washing him. And then I just throw him out of the shower, and I'm like, Paisley, get in the shower. And I start washing Paisley in the shower, and then she pukes. And then I turn around, and then Percy poops on a towel. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm crying because there's just so much skunk. It's like tear gas.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was awful. I smelled like skunk for 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh. But
the part of the house where the back door is still kind of smells.
I think they
too,
sprayed
just
the
from...
outside, and
They had to.
I have no clue. Because my back
need
porch
a power
smells
wash,
too.
Maybe.
And I'm like, Andrew, what if it's under the porch? What if it's in the basement?
I think it's just they sprayed so much around.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm just surprised it hasn't dissipated. Normally, it's like
they said
day.
it could be 3 to 6 weeks for it to dissipate.
My gosh. It's enough, ma'am. We'll stop talking about it momentarily.
Well, needless to say, my house has been kind of skunky. My dogs are kind of skunky. They learned a lesson. Ma'am.
No one is here.
They don't like this story.
They don't.
But so now the internet said to make noise in your backyard, stomp, that kind of thing. So when it's nighttime, I block the door with my leg, put my head out, and I'm like, yeah. And we yell in the backyard before letting them out. So our neighbors probably think we're insane.
Crazy.
I beat on the door, all kinds of stuff. It's stupid. Either way, fuck skunks.
Yeah.
I no longer feel guilty when I see them run over by a car.
Yeah. Not at all. I never felt guilty. There are just some animals that aren't meant to be here.
Mosquitoes and skunks.
Yeah. Literally. Mosquitoes have no purpose here.
Literally none other than spreading disease.
Other than being food for bats, and they can eat other things. Not a lot has happened in my life these past 2 weeks. We can talk about my children real quick. One, Titus is loving karate.
Love that.
Loving it. Would y'all stop making out?
Percy. He's looking at her ear.
Yes, I know.
Gross. That's a noise I don't like.
But we went to the dentist, and my son has a cavity, whatever. But he's lost 7 teeth. He lost a tooth literally the day before we went to the dentist. His top 2 teeth and bottom middle teeth did not grow in correctly.
That sounds like braces.
It sounds like we have to go to see an orthodontist to see if we can remedy it before
needing braces.
Yeah, because there's no room for the other 4 teeth to grow in where they're supposed to. I saw my child's x-rays. It's creepy to see it, but it's also awesome. And apparently he's getting 6-year-old molars this year, and that's going to be a freaking joy. Teeth.
You can say your Sour Patch Kid is going to be sour patchy.
Yeah, very sour. But other than that, he's doing good. It's totally great. And then there's my little Silas. He's growing up. He's going to be 3 this year, and he's started like putting full sentences out there, and I'm dying inside out of all the love that I have for him.
Does that mean I need to make you pregnant again? No. I'm done with it.
No more pregnancies. Please. I mean, I would love to have a pregnancy. I don't want the aftermath of a pregnancy.
She's shut down for business.
I am shut down for business. Like Mark Anthony's like, we're going to make sure you don't have babies while we're doing all of these things to you. I'm like, thank God. 'Cause I'm done. So, yeah. That's my update on my children.
So, I went to a concert last weekend, which was the 17th. And the band we went and saw, or the bands, because Andrew and I went with my brother, Adric.
Yeah.
And the first band was my brother's, one of his favorite bands called Brand of Sacrifice. Second band was Era, which is Andrew's like one of his favorite bands.
Uh-huh.
And the last band is a band called We Came as Romans, which was the headliner. They all rocked. It was a heavier show than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I think Era's probably going to be the heaviest band, because I was listening to some of the other music from the other people. I was listening to the, like, not the wrong band, but the wrong songs.
Yeah.
Because it was brutal. But we get there. It's in Columbus. It's at this place called King of Clubs. And the building next to it used to be a movie theater. So they had like so much parking. It was so nice. Cool. Free parking.
Yeah. Oh,
it was
nice.
Great. The only thing that sucked was it got really cold that night.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it was taking so long to get in the building, but we're standing outside freezing.
Like we did for Greta Van Fleet.
Like Greta Van Fleet, with longer. We were outside longer.
Yeah.
And it was just as cold. And of course, I was just as scantily dressed.
Yes.
Obviously.
Because
I was buying a hoodie when I go in there. You don't want to carry your coat, a hoodie, because it's not seats.
Literally the worst. Why do we go to concerts in the winter?
I don't know. Because everything I want to see comes here around winter. And now all the other bands I want to go see are in fucking Europe.
Yes.
And I mean, like, have passport, just not the $1,200 for a flight.
Yeah.
But the concert was great. I got really wasted. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I was literally dancing in the crowds of heavy metal people.
She put her hand on some dude's shoulder, and he turns around, and it's not her husband.
And I'm like,
it's my favorite thing, because you're like, you're not my husband.
Literally, this guy was so. Andrew was standing like against the wall, and this guy was like over there.
Yeah.
And I had looked at him, and then I looked back because I'm pushing through all these people, and I reach up this guy. He's blonde with long hair.
Yeah.
He's wearing all black. Shocker.
Yeah.
And I just put my hand out and like put my hand on his shoulder, and then I like pull my hand back because I'm like, that's a leather jacket. And this guy turns and looks at me. And audience, he's really, really hot. And I'm just like, you're not my husband. And then I turn and look, and Andrew's just like glowering at me.
Staring at you like, what the fuck you doing?
Who you touching? Huh? And I was like, oh my God. And he was so mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, Andrew,
it was an honest mistake, dude.
It was just so crowded.
Yeah.
And it was dark. And I was drunk.
Yes.
And then there were these ladies in front of me, and they were older than me. And they were way more drunk than I was. And they're like dancing, and this girl's like grinding up on her husband. And then I started dancing with them, and I hugged, like we're all like hugging on each other, and then I accidentally headbutted one. And
love that.
Like we were just like boink. And then we were talking, and I'm talking to the one lady, and I'm like, you're so cute. Like, you're just adorable. And she's like, thank you. And then when the concert ended,
so great to find friends when you're
literally drunk. She's like, this is my husband. And she's like, we've been married for a while. And I'm like, this one's my husband. I'm like, isn't he a cutie? She's like, oh my God, that's your husband. I'm like, that's my husband. And she's like, well, how long have you been married? I'm like, 5 years. And she's like, I've been married 5 years. And so we like high fived.
Yes.
It was so stupid. But I was like, we're best friends now.
Yeah.
I don't even know her name. I have no clue what her name is.
Give her a name. What kind of name was she?
Listen, I feel like her name would either be a Jenna.
Oh.
Or a Jen or Jenna feels right for her.
Yeah.
She could have been a Rachel.
Oh.
She could have been a Rachel. But I feel
I got a good
Jenna.
picture of it. She sounds like a Jenna.
She was like really short with dark hair and glasses. Yeah. And
literally, I knew a Jenna with that exact description.
So her name's Jenna.
So.
Hi, Jenna, if you're listening.
I had my review at work.
I also had my review at work.
I talked about this before. I was in the top 3 for the CSRs of the year. No shame. I had done 5,400 changes throughout the year. Average is 2,400.
Look at you.
Hair flip. And my boss was just praising me basically the whole review. And I was like, I've never had this.
Pretty much
never had
that's
this.
The same thing that happened with me. Like I had it was kind of like when we were at the college where it has a scale where like a 1 through 5 or whatever. And I was up on the above average overall. Mm-hmm. And
same. Yeah.
You know, like there was only one more out of score 5, basically, that would have made me perfect. Yeah. You know? So and that's fine. I'm just a basic teller.
But
sorry I have a cold. You can hear me blowing my nose.
Like I started at the bottom of the barrel. Okay, like I started at starting wage, which other people have not. Like Brittany bartered her wage because she was taking a huge pay cut from coming from the factory. So she was making like a good $2 more than me when she started. So, and she's like, and my boss was like, you know, you started at the bottom of the barrel, but like we really like what we're seeing. She's like, I literally wish I had 20 more of you, Nicole, to do exactly your job. I'm like, but then I wouldn't have anything to do. So no.
There's
she's
something
like
nice about being needed.
Yeah. So she's like, we're giving you the highest bonus and highest raise. I'm like,
snap. Okay.
So I got a 6% raise. So I'll be making almost $1,800 more a year.
Fuck yeah.
And then I'm getting almost a $1,500 bonus next week, baby. Yeah. Well, before tax, but either way. Either way. So I was really excited.
Yeah, taxes are just gonna no lube, just tears.
I mean, money is money.
Money is money. I was just saying, when I got my bonus, like in comparison. I was like,
literally, yeah,
give me my money back.
Yeah, Brittany was like, yeah, but they take most of it, and I needed this money. I'm like, yeah, but money is money. At least you're getting
it's extra that you weren't going to get otherwise.
Yeah, like I don't understand when people complain about how the tax takes everything. I'm like, yeah, but at least you're getting some.
Yeah, it's a bonus. Yeah,
it's
just, not like just your wage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And I'm just like, money. I'm just grateful to be getting some money.
Listen. Oh my God. I have to, speaking of this, money. I had this customer come in and she's a strange one. Okay. And one of the talkers like only comes in like once or twice a year into the branch.
Oh, wow.
And then she starts talking to us about like money manifestations. And she's like, listen, I believe in this. She's like, everyone put your hands up. The money that passes through your hands is going to multiply. And I'm like, holla. So like Amber Allen and I all put our hands up and she's like, it will happen. I'm manifesting this. And I'm like, are we really doing this? Yes, we are. And it was just so weird. But I'm like, all right, I'm just
here for it.
I'm here for it. If a customer's manifesting money for me,
literally, boom. I'm a big believer in manifestation. So
I know you are. For a second, I thought you said you're a big bully about manifestations. No. And I was like, well, I could
just
picture you bullying the universe.
And it works.
You've always had powers of manifestation.
I have tested it and it works, people. I would not have told Cena about it if I hadn't been successful. So.
Do you know what's really funny? We were just talking about manifestations and it was 11/11. Now it's 11/12. It just switched over. But
Cena and I's angel numbers together are 11/11. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah. Same with my favorite customer. He comes in and often, I can't say like every day or every week, but when he comes in, that's him and his son's number too.
Yeah.
And when he comes in, it's at 11/11. I'll be like, it's 11/11. He's like 11/11. So I've got this cold, but it could also be allergies. We're unsure.
Yeah. Ohio weather's kind of crazy right now.
Yeah, we were like 70 degrees and then down to 30 degrees.
Yeah.
It was
like pores.
And then I started not feeling good.
And released themselves. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I ended up moving my desks at work again.
Yep.
I am now at the drive-through window, which I'm adjusting to. I've only worked one day there. But we've had a lot of staff moving around. Yeah, and I have to get used to this one because it's not like a cubicle desk. It's more of like a flat, long desk.
Yes.
And so I have less space.
Yes.
But what I wanted to do was to get one of those little rolling like 3-drawer things, like Tupperware things.
Okay.
Because I don't have room for any of my personal things where I'm at now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like my purse and, you know, snacks.
Yeah.
The important stuff.
The important things.
But, yeah, I've also been daydreaming about the Pacific Northwest a lot lately.
Literally, I told you I wanted to run away with you this week, so.
Yeah. So that's why I've been thinking of it. I blame you entirely.
You're welcome.
I just keep thinking about the Olympic Peninsula and the Redwood Forest, and I just can't stop thinking about it.
Same.
And seeing the ocean on the West Coast and all that fun stuff.
My cousin's in Malibu right now.
California.
Haley? Yeah, and she's having the time of her life.
I bet.
She's literally living the dreams we wish we had.
So speaking of vacation, I have vacation in October, the week of my wedding anniversary. And so does Andrew. Like we were able to get it off together.
Yeah.
And, you know, he keeps talking about planning and doing stuff. I'm like, well, let's plan something.
Yeah. So you have money to do it.
Book it.
Yeah.
And then we can just pay for it, you know? Like, let's do this. But then like I'd love to go on a cruise. I think it'd be fun. It's affordable. It's
not Andrew's thing.
Not his thing. He's so scared of water.
Yeah.
He is so terrified of water. I know we're never going to go.
Never.
And my other thought was, well, we've got passports. Why don't we go up to Canada? And I'm like, well, I don't remember if Canada still has that thing where he has to be vaccinated to go.
Oh, I have no idea.
Because for a while you couldn't get into Canada without being vaccinated, I thought. I don't know. And then they're saying that the pandemic is officially going to be named as over.
Oh, really?
Someone mentioned that, like, as of next month or May or something. I don't know. It's a month with an M.
It will never be over, but...
Yeah, I know. But what I mean by, like, the pandemic being over, the illness is here. We know it's here.
Yes,
it'll always
it'll
be
be
here.
like the flu.
It'll be like the flu. But, yeah, I'm just trying to think of
things to do,
places to go with my husband. I thought about going up to Michigan. Come here, young lady. Hey, get in this chair.
I guess the question is, do you want to go do stuff? Or do you want to just kind of like a resort stay?
I like the idea of resort stays. However, I feel like maybe doing small trips, like different places, like plan like going up to Michigan for like 2 days or something, and then maybe go up to New York, or really just like beautiful places.
Yeah,
like I want to go see beautiful places. And there's all kinds of stuff in Ohio we could do too, but I don't know. It's just getting him to decide what he wants to do, what he would be willing to do. Like I feel like if we go away for several days,
that he would like
he's gonna want to bring his computer, is what I'm imagining.
Literally, he is,
and so
you got to keep moving.
Yeah, I would.
He can't bring his computer.
I feel like
and
he'd
set
be
it up that much
happier if we can go somewhere where he will have his computer for at night. And then
that's not getting away from your life, though.
No, that's not. But don't look at me like that. But I have to preserve my sanity somehow.
Okay.
In the mornings when he's sleeping, sounds like perfect time for me to explore and do the things he don't like doing.
I mean, true. I would just go somewhere and then stay there for the week. Then I wouldn't be traveling to different places.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, decide if we travel to different places, there's places we can do as day trips.
Yeah. Did you talk to your dad about dropping him up in New York? Because then that can help to decide where you go.
I haven't yet.
To see if
still trying to decide, if that's what we want to do while we're there.
See if Andrew wants to go north. Yeah.
Now, the other thought was the Ohio Renaissance Fair is coming through.
Yeah, and he likes going to that.
Yeah. We're already planning on going, but the Ren Fair is only on the weekends.
Yeah.
So we would pick one day to go, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe 2. But I don't know. Still figuring it out. I'm just keep daydreaming about all of that.
I really want to go to Vermont for no actual reason.
Because the White Christmas takes place there?
Probably. That's probably exactly why I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I like going to East Coast places up north. I would like to go to East Coast places up north for like good crab legs. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or good lobster.
I'm not much of a crustacean eater.
Well, that's because you were allergic to it for most of your life.
Like from 17 to 27.
Yeah.
10 years.
A third of your life.
A third of my life. But really the last thing I gotta say is March 4th. It'll be 7 years I've been with Andrew.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I never thought I would be with someone for that long, or just like,
yeah.
You asked me 7 years ago.
Listen, I didn't think I was going to live past the age of 25. So,
and here we are. 32 and 31.
I think it's just because I found you.
I found you.
So I have my appointments this week. Send me your good vibes. And we're planning on going to Shauna's. And I can't wait.
That's very exciting.
There are things in the works that Shauna may be having an episode like once a month or something with us. So,
man, does that mean we move Wife Wednesday just to once a month?
No, hers are going to be like on Saturdays or something.
Oh, her bonuses.
Yeah,
you're welcome, people.
Yeah,
we're giving out bonuses, and these ones won't be taxed.
But yes. There's the name of the episode this week. We're giving out bonuses and these won't be taxed. But I forgot what I was going to say. Either way, the only other thing that I've been doing is fanfic, which can move us on to hyperfixations.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stop thinking about our fanfic, and it's the same with Cena. We just literally just keep planning and planning.
Like 80% of our conversations are about our fanfics.
If this ever were to become an actual book, I've planned out how it would be written, like, and chapterized, and
yes, it's like perfect.
It's great. We are not expecting this to be made into a book, but
ever.
Maybe for like Shauna.
Yeah,
that's and entries, but
listen,
that's about it.
We don't edit any of our writing.
No, we don't.
So it is straight garbage.
It is word vomit, people.
It is us living vicariously.
Literally, yes. Something else that I've been fixating on is a song, and let me tell you, people, I don't do this. But it's just been the song that I love right now. It's called I Smoke Weed by Hicks Tape, Ashland Craft, and Brothers Osborne. It's great.
It is great.
It's a great song. It makes me happy, even if I don't smoke it.
Can't say same.
But other than that stuff, I've been catching up on my Yellowstone.
The TV series?
Yes. Ginny and Georgia, which is very hard for me because there's just some like traumatic things happening in there, like self-harm and stuff. And then Letterkenny. So I've been seeing TikToks about Letterkenny.
I've seen stuff about it.
It's funny. And I was like, I'm going to try watching it. There was a whole episode that was talking about, Facebook, it was called Fart Book. And it was just about everyone in these farts. I'm like, what is this episode? I literally wasn't even paying attention, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what is this show? It's funny. They're like 26-minute episodes, but it's just
that's about 20 minutes too long for me.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'd rather be watching Schitt's Creek.
So, I guess I forgot to talk about this a little bit ago. We have been food tracking.
Yeah.
And not calorie counting, just food diaries.
We just keep each other accountable.
And one thing that food-wise I've been like hyper fixating on is almonds and peanuts.
I saw that.
Like little just salted onions. Almonds. Salted almonds. And then I've got these like dry roasted peanuts. And they're like salt, pepper, onion, and bell pepper.
Oh.
Like dried bell pepper.
Yeah.
And when I first opened them, they smelled like shit.
Yes.
But then I ate them and I didn't know what flavor to expect. And it's totally like just a savory flavor. And the more I eat them with the almonds, I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. The almond's almost sweet in comparison to these other nuts. And
yeah. Oh. Continue on. They heard a noise.
They heard something. There's a disturbance. Yeah. And they're just really good. And I've been like just mixing a little bit of them into like one of my little containers, and I take it to work, and I've got something to munch on through the day. And then I've got something to munch on when I'm here at home versus like binging.
Yes.
Because, you know, like I'll eat one nut at a time. I don't throw a whole handful in. And then because they're chewy or like crunchy, I chew it and chew it and chew it and chew it. And then I'm not like binging because I don't eat them fast.
Yeah. Another thing that we forgot to talk about is how, you know, Cena has not mentioned it every podcast we have, the ham cheese scones.
Yeah.
Cena finally made them for the first time herself last weekend, and they were great. And she bought more things to make them
because my coworkers were giving me shit about it. So I'm gonna take some scones to them tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have still been playing Hogwarts Legacy and Call of Duty. I'll talk more about that on Nerd Questing.
Yeah.
But I have been reading that book about chakras that you got for me.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of read it on my downtime between Call of Duty matches, obviously.
Yes, obviously.
I want to try to, like, establish... I was doing all these floor stretches, and then I just stopped because of the skunks, and I stopped feeling good.
Yes.
And I really need to get back into that, and yoga, and those have yoga positions in it. So... that's like kind of what I've been trying to focus on. And then my 2 music obsessions. One is a band called LP, the song called Lost on You. What a voice.
That's the one you sent me?
That's the one I sent you.
I liked it.
What a voice. And then the other one is Gangster by Kalani.
I wonder why.
It has nothing to do with my fan fiction at all.
Yeah.
No. And building playlists for the different love interests for fan fiction. That's fun too.
Yeah.
So that's it for my hyperfixations. The dogs are busy telling us what they think.
They say goodbye.
They say goodbye. We say goodbye. Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode.
This week's show was recorded by yours truly in our studio in Ohio.
Our show is edited, mixed, and published by the team at Lead Up Studios, and our executive producer is Dustin,
aka Daddy.
You've been listening to the Wife Wednesday podcast.
Until next time,
bye!
You've been listening to the Wife Wednesday Radio Network. Wife Wednesday is produced by Lead Up Studios in St. Louis, Missouri. Sound mastering and final production is handled by me, Dustin. Be sure to find, like, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to share the show with your friends. New episodes from the Wife Wednesday Radio Network drop every Wednesday on all major podcast platforms in the U.S. and abroad. To contact the show directly, please email us at info@wifewednesdaypod.com. Thanks for listening.